How many pull-ups do you think I can do in 24 hours? You've already pushed your body to the limit with maximum endurance tests. I did this because David Goggins inspired me. So, in this video, you'll see me spending 24 hours doing pull-ups, as many as I could. Hello everyone, welcome to The Experience. My name is Experiencia Flamino and today you'll see me spending 24 hours doing pull-ups. But before this video continues, I'm going to ask for your help by leaving a like here. Just click on like. It's super simple and it will really help my work and encourage me to record more challenges like this. I go through a lot, so I think I deserve it. Comment Pucarontas. It'll make a difference, okay? Why did I decide to spend 24 hours doing pull-ups? The thing is, I saw that recently David Goggins' record for pull-ups in a day was 4,000 and something. Something like that was broken by another guy whose name is Doug. Making this video motivates me because this guy broke David Goggins' record. With more than double the number of pull-ups, it was over 9,000 pull-ups. It's amazing how much humans can achieve. And then, seeing this news, I stopped to think and thought, wow, how many pull-ups could I do in a day in 24 hours? And before starting this experiment, I went to study what I should do to achieve a good performance. When we discuss reaching our physical limits and giving our best, there are a range of options of things we can do so that little by little this performance improves. So, besides seeing me here giving my maximum effort to do the pull-ups, you'll see the strategy I use to try to increase this number as much as possible. So I remembered the times when I spent 30 days training calisthenics here, and I learned a lot about calisthenics workouts, including pull-up training. With Mesquita, he explained a lot to me about how it works, how to increase progression, and how to increase the numbers. And I came to the conclusion that during this 24-hour period, the one thing I shouldn't do was go to failure. So, like, if I fail at 15 pull-ups, I'm not gonna do 15 pull-ups in a row. I'm going to save my strength. What would be leaving reps in reserve? If I can do 15 pull-ups, I'll do 9 or 10 and leave 5 or 6 reps in reserve. So I don't reach fatigue. Reaching fatigue can be extremely harmful to the maximum number of pull-ups I'll be able to do. Okay, maybe this doesn't work for David Goggins' body, alright? But we'll get there soon to how my training was split during those 24 hours. But the most important part comes before the workout. It's before training. How are we going to prevent excessive fatigue? So, there are some tactics for this. Calisthenics, carbohydrates, hydration, and rest. So, I had to adjust myself very well to the right amounts of each of these things. And then what? I decided that day to increase the amount of carbohydrates and water a little bit to keep myself going so I'd have the energy to do pull-ups all day long. Another thing I decided to always do before starting the pull-ups was a good stretch. That way, I wouldn't risk getting injured, I could hold on well and keep my muscles well prepared. And a little warm-up too, so I took precautions. Every time I went to do pull-ups, I did a bit of stretching and warming up. So, alright, what did I decide to do after that little workout, right? I spent about an hour there doing pull-ups, obviously without reaching fatigue, not once. Even though at some point I was doing 2 or 3 pull-ups and writing everything down neatly, I would stop after an hour. That was the time I set for myself, to try to make the most of it and manage the logistics. On the day and after that workout, I would take a cold shower. The cold shower helps with muscle recovery. The colder, the better. I just don't have an ice bath at home, otherwise it would be perfect. Afterwards, I went to Area 51. So what you're seeing is the chiropractor releasing the muscles in my forearm. Ouch.
You can go.
Go ahead. Oh my god, I'm getting sweatier doing this than I do during training. Good. And what happened? Apparently, I have an inflammation in my forearm called epicondylitis. It happens to a lot of people who work out. It's an inflammation in the forearm tendon. And from what the chiropractor explained to me, it's possible to heal this with training, right? Training the forearm also strengthens its muscles. That was making the pain increase really fast. I had already been feeling this little pain for about a month, but it was manageable. I was able to train without complaining, without being too bothered. But due to the excessive effort that day, the pain was increasing really fast, and by midday it was almost unbearable. I asked him. He did the release on my arm and it helped a lot, even though it didn't cure it, right? Because it's kind of a chronic inflammation. He helped me a lot that day, really eased the pain and helped me during the recording of this experience. Let's take our creatine. Cheers. I stopped here to take a little break now and look at the tip he gave me.
Post-challenge. If you're taking action, give it your all like Douglas does.
I don't recommend it.
I don't recommend it, but he'll probably get really exhausted one day. Biceps tendon and long head tendon. That's what I told him in the morning. When you wake up, put ice on it, okay?
The ice will help with the inflammation. It'll probably reduce the swelling in the area. Ice and rest, and drinking plenty of water will help with a lot of things.
It'll be worth it.
And regarding rest, actually, I decided to sleep for 8 hours. Obviously, I have 24 hours in a day. My results will be much better if I get 8 hours of sleep than if I spend 24 hours without sleeping and can't recover to do the number of pull-ups I need by the end of the day, at night. One thing that was really getting in the way, and I don't know how I could have avoided it because I stretched, warmed up, did everything right. I was getting cramps in my biceps, not even my back, which is the main muscle used on the bar. But I was getting cramps in my biceps. I don't know if anyone here has ever felt cramps in their biceps. It's a really bad thing. Suddenly your arm tightens up really bad, seriously. That was a little unpleasant in the middle of the night because I woke up in the middle of the night, which messed up my precious sleep. That was really harmful. I woke up in the middle of the night with a cramp in my biceps. Look, nights have been tough here, you know? I've woken up 4 times from a biceps cramp. It's terrible. Any little strain I put on my biceps here gives me a cramp. Oh my God. Will this mess up my sleep, mess up my recovery, and mess up my pull-up sets? In the morning? Wow, I can already see it, but I woke up in the morning full of energy, had a strong breakfast, a brutal breakfast. And I went to work out. I'm fatigued, but it's that feeling that I can still squeeze out a little more, so I'm going to try to get that last bit out. I'm going to eat well. Here, my breakfast is bread with tofu and nutritional yeast. An extra dose of carbs here, which is oats with soy milk and a little cereal here, and coffee. During this whole training period, I even took precautions with my clothes. You won't wear uncomfortable clothes, and I knew I'd be sweating all day. I literally dedicated my whole day to working out. The next day, as incredible as it may seem, I couldn't keep up with the amount of training hours I set out to do. I thought I would be less fatigued by splitting it into many sets of few reps, but I was really fatigued. Really fatigued. Well, I have a few things to say. I'm here editing the video right now. Look. And why didn't I include video? Of all the sets, me doing every set just to prove it's real, right? Because there are too many files. It would take a lot of time in the video because I made time lapses, you know, to record the whole process, to record all the sets. But there were 485 sets actually, and I was pretty discouraged by that number. I had higher expectations, thinking I could handle more numbers. I did some calculations and panicked. If I do 80 sets per hour, and every hour I do 80 sets in 10 hours, I'll already have 800 sets. Completely clueless, it was 485 overall. I did my breakdown here, I'll show you guys here. Look how my workout was divided in the morning, the whole morning, like from 8 a.m. to noon. I did 200 pull-ups, I split them into smaller sets, and I think I should have done that until the end. I think I would have been less tired. Then at Area 51, I did 100 more, and later that afternoon near my house at the condo's pull-up bar, I did 50 more. At night, I did it in 2 sets, one of 35 and one of 20, and by the set of 35 I was already dead, and by the set of 20 I couldn't even do 4 pull-ups in a row anymore. Then I said, look, I'd better leave it for another day because I'm already dying. The next morning, I could only do 80 pull-ups. And getting tired, then I said, no, now I'm going all the way to the end, and that's what I did. I had much higher expectations, but that's how it is, right? At the same time, I didn't show all of them here to prove the authenticity. It's pretty sad, right? A low number, but that's how it is, right? At least this creates some credibility on the internet about reality, right? I've seen videos of people making bars for 24 hours like the brownie one that made over 3,000. So, my expectation since I have decent physical conditioning was a bit higher. That's what I experienced. Now I'm wondering what would happen, what the result would be if I spent 30 days doing 100 pull-ups a day. It will depend on your approval of this video. If I see a lot of support, why not do 100 pull-ups a day? No, don't approve it, guys. Seriously, no, it would just mess me up. If you like this video, leave a like here. To support my work, I feel I deserve it, and see you in the next experience. Share your video suggestions below. I'll read them. Bye. Don't do pull-ups for 24 hours.